Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here with your weekly pick a card tarot reading. It's really simple. Just pick a number between 1 and 5 and I will do a psychic tarot interpretation for you. I like to do things a bit differently. As you know, if you've been following me, I'll have a little psychic vision before I turn the cards over. And stick around to the end. I'll do a psychic channeling. Never know when or what I'm going to say. It just comes out of my mouth. Even I find it surprising sometimes. If you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, so let's go to the board and see what the cards have to tell us. Okay, so 5 cards. Pick a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can pick more than one number. If you pick 5 numbers, that might be really confusing. You can have a very busy week. Okay, I'm going with that card there. Alrighty, closing my eyes. Well, I haven't even got my eyes closed, but I can see birds flying in the sky with my eyes open. And my dogs are barking in the background, so... They're not even here. They're downstairs. They're out of the picture altogether, but they still make their presence felt. Okay, so these birds I can see, it's about taking a look at the big picture. Don't get caught up in the details. You know, we hear all this stuff all the time, and there's a lot of sort of details which, you know, they only give you part of the story. You don't get the full picture. So it's up to you to look at the bigger picture of, you know, what's happening in your life or what's happening in society and so forth. So it's really important not to believe what other people tell you, because even though they may be doing it completely with good intent, it's their interpretation. It's always best to come up with your own interpretation. Let's have a look what the cards say. The Hierophant. Well, this is very appropriate because the Hierophant is all about knowledge. Okay, so in order for you to find out what's going on and come up with your own interpretation, you need to have knowledge. And one way of getting knowledge is to be widely read. Don't just accept something that you see on some, you know, small little website somewhere that's, you know, out in the back blocks. You want to be looking at different websites from different countries, okay, not just your own country, because we might have a view about our country and it's not correct. So, for example, in Australia, you know, especially people my age and older, we still think Australians are good people, and we think in war, for example, Australians always do the right thing. Well, there's a damning report being released by the government, I believe this week, about war crimes committed by Australian soldiers, the SAS, and it was on 60 Minutes last night. And the Prime Minister has actually already come out and said that we should prepare ourselves. And what it basically is murder and torture performed by Australian troops, okay, or Australian SAS. And so my point is, read widely, because, you know, we've been conditioned to believe a certain thing for so long, and now we find out that it's completely the opposite of what we thought. And I had very disturbing dreams last night about this very matter and woke up this morning very disturbed. And so, you know, just don't believe what other people tell you, what the media tells you, what the conspiracy theories tell you. You've got to go down deep into your body and get the knowledge from your body, because it knows the truth. The other side of this too is then you need wisdom to decide, you know, what to do with the knowledge and how you should apply the knowledge. Knowledge is fine. Knowledge is great, but then there has to be some practical application of that knowledge. Okay, so this is the first step in the getting of wisdom. But yeah, it's a great step. Okay, looking at the second card now. Looking at the second card, number 2. Going with that card there, closing my eyes. What do I see? For card number 2, I see the colour blue. It's almost like the blue in these books here of knowledge. Okay, so I'm still on about learning. I'm on about blue expression, self-expression. It's the throat chakra. So when you do have some knowledge, you know something, it's really important to come forward with what you know, okay, and to speak to the right people. You know, so many people I have on here making comments about fraud in the US elections. Well, how do you know? Were you there? Did you see it? If you saw it, why didn't you report it? Okay? Speak up. We need to speak up when we know something for sure. The card is the Three of Wands. This is about working in a group, and often there's a little bit of conflict or disagreement. Conflict's probably too strong a word, but there can be some disagreement in this group because everybody's full of fiery passions, okay? And they've all got their point of view and they're trying to get their point of view across. And so sometimes, yeah, they don't see eye to eye, but it'll all work out in the end. Sometimes this is your friends. It can be work colleagues, it can be family even. You know, how many times we don't see eye to eye with family members? It's quite common. So this is about stepping up and expressing your passionate point of view, feeling motivated, and because it's got baseball bats there, that means taking action. So speaking up is just not enough. Sometimes you've got to take action as well. Alrighty, so let's look at the third card of the week. If you pick card number 3, I'm going to go with that one. I see ladybugs. Gosh, I don't know what these mean. I'm sure they've got a symbolic meaning, but there's a sort of happiness attached to it, or joy, and that red colour on their backs. I feel like activity, busyness, diligence, going about doing their daily activities and such like. The card that comes up is the King of Wands. Okay, so well, there's the red. Taking action, not just sitting back and feeling the feelings, because this is very motivating and inspiring. And there's a generosity of spirit with this male energy as well. You could have someone like this come into your life who is generous to you in some way or helps you out. There's a lot of green here for growth and expansion, but again, the action, that's what's really important, is to feel the feelings, be inspired, think about it, research it, and then take action. So you'll see here, there's some sunflowers, and this is about insight and awareness and happiness. The sun gives comfort. The sun is a source of security for us. So this energy is, you know, helps you feel secure, helps you accomplish things, gives you a sense of self-confidence, goal-oriented behaviour and achievement. Okay, it's a grand card. It's a great card. The Divine Masculine, King of Wands. If you don't have anyone actually come into your life like this, then you can find it within yourself, because it's in all of us. Alrighty, card number 4. If you've picked card number 4 for this week, I'm going with this one. Close my eyes. It's really strong today because I haven't even had to close my eyes once. So I've still got my eyes open, but I see black dogs. So this could be a dog that's passed over who's black, but it could also be depression, because the nickname of depression is the black dog. I think it was Winston Churchill in the Second World War called it the black dog. And it's like something that's always there, and that's depression. If it's possible, can you pinpoint what it is that triggers feelings of depression in you? Where is that depression coming from? And how old were you the first time you felt it? What was the circumstances in your life the first time you felt the black dog? The card that comes up is the Ace of Pentacles. This is about your money situation. This is a new chance on the money, in the money zone. So, is your depression, if you have depression, or maybe you just have a black dog, but is that related to money? A lack of money? Is it like poverty consciousness? Or, you know, did you grow up thinking that there wasn't enough money and things were scarce? The good news is, of course, now you're an adult, and just because that's what our, you know, childhoods dished out to us at the time. That's what our childhood dictated at the time. Doesn't mean we have to continue that pattern of behaviour. Okay, so we can actually change, so we can make all the money we want. You know, there's so much money in the world. We could all be wealthy. Everyone could be wealthy. Not filthy, billionaire, rich wealthy. There wouldn't be enough resources for that. But certainly a very comfortable lifestyle and a level of wealth. Every single person on earth could have that because there's so much money in the world. But unfortunately, it's unequally distributed at the moment. But this gives you a chance because Spirit is encouraging you to step out and do something different. It brings a new beginning around your finances. You see this bower of trees down the bottom here, and that's all about growth and opportunity and expansion. Then inside that bower, you'll see there's some blue sky. So big picture thinking, clarity, whereas here there's a lot of grey clouds, which is like confusion. But the thing about confusion and grey clouds is they blow away. Spirit is handing you a gift this week if you've picked this card, and it could be to do with your money, your possessions, or perhaps even your beliefs around money and possessions, scarcity. What are your beliefs about that? Looking at card number 5 now, and then I'll do this psychic channeling I was just talking about. Okay, we're going with that card there. Closing my eyes now. What do I see for card number 5? I see a river, a muddy, dirty river. And so yes, on the physical, this could be something about a river or a waterway near you that is being polluted. So you should report that to the authorities, and don't stop reporting it. Keep on reporting. Keep on their backs. Because, why are people putting, contaminants into the river? I mean, for God's sake, that's just shocking. That's one thing. The other thing is it could be contaminants or toxicity in your own body. The river is like the chi force that flows through every cell of your body, of your physical body. And if there's some contaminants there, maybe you need to clean up your diet. Or be careful about the foods that you eat or something like that. There could be heavy metals. Have you had a heavy metal test? I had a heavy metal test a long time ago, but it showed up that I had to. Actually, I've had a couple, and yes, it has shown up heavy metals in my bloodstream, which I've cleaned up now. Also, if you've got those amalgam fillings that they used to do in the 60s and 70s. Those dark grey ones, and they're in your teeth, you might need to have those out because they actually leach contaminants into your body, and so you might need to go and check up about that. I had all of mine removed, and I had them replaced with porcelain because they were leaching into my system. Okay, the card that comes up is the 10 of Wands. Okay, so you've been passionate about something for a while, but it's come to the end now. It's the end of the cycle. You've probably thought about it a lot and put a lot of energy into it. And, whether it works out or it doesn't work out is not the question. The point is you could be feeling very tired. And there's still more work to be done here. So she's carrying a trailer full of baseball bats, so more work. But the current situation is ending because it's the 10 of Wands. So something that's been passionate, it's been important to you, but it's finishing. And there's a lot of growth here in the background, other things you can go on with. There's a mountain here in the background. It's been a really big challenge. But yeah, I'm just getting, even though this is not Pentacles, I'm just getting something about housing. Maybe you own your own house and you've put so much work into it, but now it's time to sell that house and move on and downsize or move to a more suitable place. You might have bought a house, decided to do it up, and for one reason or another, even if you haven't finished doing it up, it's time to get rid of it and get something more suited to your own requirements. Okay, so that's for someone specific. That's just popped into my mind. Okay, so the end of a cycle, but that gives you a lot more energy so that you can begin a new cycle and become passionate about that. So Hierophant, Wands, Pentacles, Wands. Okay, so this week, a lot of fiery, passionate energy about in the collective, generally speaking. And of course, as I always say, turn that into something physical and, bring it down to earth. Okay, so now I'm going to close my eyes and see what I can see for everybody, for the world, for the week commencing 16th of November 2020. Who's got the sore left foot? Okay. Have you got an injury in your foot that has begun aching or sort of playing up? It's hurting again. Maybe it's the weather, the change in weather. Or it could mean, when I say weather, it's got like two meanings. Maybe it's the general sort of background energy that's about at the moment. Not just the weather, but the political energy or the social energy. But my left foot in the middle was pounding in pain. And it says to me it's the feminine side that has been abused or been let down or been disappointed in some way, and circumstances happen so that you're reminded that, oh yeah, I feel so disappointed about whatever it was. I feel there's a man involved, and so whether that's personal, like a man, like an ex-partner or your father, someone like that let you down, or it could even be on the collective level. Your president let you down, your prime minister let you down, or somebody that normally would be in a position of authority, and they've let us down. There's a lot of tears about this. I see people crying. So on the collective, it's very strong that people have been let down. Also, now this is just me saying first. I'll say it's my opinion, and then I'll see if I get a picture on it to confirm or not. And so it's like getting let down and being led along a path, being manipulated, having so many lies told, and for some reason we believed it. Like, why? Okay, so that's my opinion. Okay, so now I'm seeing a gauge. Now this is spirit. Now I'm seeing a gauge, and I'm seeing the needle on the gauge, and it's going up. It's more than halfway. It's about 65% true, what I just said. Okay, so that's okay. It's not a great hit rate, but it's okay. What I just said about being let down by other people, authority figures, people in power, sort of approaching the mark. Okay, so what else can I tell everybody this week besides the fact I've got barking dogs? Okay, I love doing readings when I get interrupted. No, I don't. Not. Okay, what else do I see? I see a rocket taking off. Okay, so this is more hopeful. There's new things about to be announced. There could be scientific discoveries. There could be something about COVID here. I'm guessing the COVID. I'm just looking. I see these new discoveries, and I feel like science is improving or becoming more accepted. It's almost like science has gone out the door lately, and then I see that science is going to make a renewal. Now, for some of us, science never really died in the first place, but for many of us, sadly, science just became, I don't know, like not relevant or something. Okay, do be careful if you've got sinus or something here down into the ear. I'm getting pain go down here and here. Eustachian tube could be blocked, fluid, vertigo, balance affected, things like that. You need to find out how you can clear that. There's a little, I've just forgotten, those little pots that you stick up your nose with water and irrigate your sinuses. I forget, they're called something pots. It's not something I've ever done, so I can't recommend it, but I have heard people say that they've cleared their sinuses and they don't have any more health problems since they've been using these little something pots and doing this every morning or every evening. Another thing you can do is gargle salt, okay? And I've heard lots of people, and even in my family, saying if they gargle salt, they feel so much better after a couple of weeks. It's like it kills off a lot of, bacteria or germs or viruses, whatever. Yeah, because this could affect your balance and your hearing in your left ear, okay? And again, the left is the feminine, and you're not hearing what the feminine is trying to tell you because it's drowned out by all this other rubbish that's going on at the moment. People just saying stuff that isn't true. Okay, anything else? And now they're just showing me a light. It's like a bed lamp, and the light has been turned on now. There's going to be a lot of truth that's going to come out very soon over the next, say, 6 months. I think we'll all be just flabbergasted when we find out the truth, how bad things actually are. We don't know because governments haven't been talking about it, but very soon more and more is going to come out about all sorts of things. So COVID definitely has been kept quiet, and the truth has not been available about COVID. It is far worse than what governments have been saying, okay? And all governments, certainly Western governments knew in 2019. And what did they do? They did nothing. They didn't even give us time to psychologically prepare. So when it all started happening, and started ramping up in March, then they were coming out telling us. But, a lot of people went into denial. And they went through these stages, and there's a lot of people still in denial. So they don't even accept it's a pandemic. It is a pandemic. I'm telling you the truth. It's a pandemic, and it's just like crazy. Stop watching the conspiracy theories, for God's sake. People are dying. I just can't even get my head around I just can't even understand it. My own mother-in-law died from COVID, and I've got people leaving comments saying there's no such thing as COVID. Like, Jesus, I don't even know. Okay, anything else to tell everybody? Timing, just a matter of timing. I see a watch, and it's just a matter of timing. The truth is going to come out. Okay, so that's it, everybody. I hope you found this a little bit helpful, or at least provoked some thoughts. That would be good. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like, share it. That would be wonderful. Leave a comment. That would be great. And if you're new, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. I'll be continuing on with Libra horoscope too shortly, and that'll be for December. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.